Welcome students. In today's session, we will learn the next concept related to the search techniques that is called binary search. Before actually we begin with the binary search, let us try to understand one of the disadvantage with respect to the linear search or the sequential search. Okay. Now, consider certain array elements, say 10, 20, 30, 25, 50, 60, right? Now, assume that these are the array elements, okay? And the element that is key element that we are going to search here is the first element, that is 10. We know that the key element is present at the first occurrence in the or the first position in the array. That means when we try to search using the linear search or the sequential search technique, we will get the result very soon, because the first time when the key element gets compared with the first element of the array, the search is successful and the linear search will give us the result. Okay, that is the best possible way or the best possible result what we can get. Okay, now in the same way, in the similar way, suppose if the key element is the last one. Okay, assume we are trying to search the element or the key that is 60, and we know that in this given array, the 60 is present at the end, right? In that case, in a sequential search, we know that it starts comparing the element from the first position to the next position until it reaches the last element. Now here, the number of comparison that takes place in searching the element 60 is the total number of elements in that array. In this, the total number of elements are 6. That means 6 comparison will take place. That is key element with the first, key element with the second, like that up to the last element, the comparison will take place. That means if the number of elements in a given array are more, like if you consider in a real-time scenario, something like 1,000 of elements are there. And if you want to search those many, a particular element, if that number is present at the end, then the search will keep on going, comparing the first element with the key element. If it is not, then it will compare the next element, that is second element, then third element, up to 1,000th element. So 1,000 times the comparison will happen. So the comparison or the technique which we use in the sequential search may take a longer time if the element is present at the end. Even if the number is not present or the key element, if it is not present, then also it is going to consume the same amount of time in order to calculate whether, or in order to identify whether the element is present or not, right? So in a worst case scenarios, we call them to be a worst case. Worst case means the element that is present, the element which we are trying to search is at the last, or if it is not present, then it is going to compare those many times that the number of elements which are stored in the array element. So the result, what we get, it might be slower. In order to overcome this problem, there is another technique that we call it to be a binary search. Binary search is, again, it is another technique to identify whether the particular element is present in a given array or not, right? Now, this is the time complexity, or what we usually we call is that the time taken in order to retrieve the results or time taken to solve the particular problem is comparatively much more smaller than the linear search. How? We will come to know after looking into the example of how binary search works. The word binary here, we can think that, okay, binary, bi means two here. So something that it is involves something, two things here. What are those two things? Let us understand it here. Okay, now for better understanding, let us move to the Excel sheet and try to understand the binary search concept. Now, first and foremost thing, the binary search, if we want to use, or if there is a given array and we want to involve or adopt the binary search technique, then the array elements should be in ascending or descending order. Ascending or descending order. That means what? The element should be properly sorted, either in ascending order or in descending order. For instance, let us consider that the array elements are in ascending order. Why they should be in ascending order? Again, we will come to know at the end of this particular session. Okay, now the assumption here is that the elements in the given array are in ascending order. In this example, I'm considering it to be ascending order. So let me write according to that. Let me make that statement according to that here. The array elements should be in ascending order with respect to this example which I'm taking. Okay, now there are n elements that means there are 8 elements in here, and if you look at the numbers or the values of every element, okay, the next number is bigger than the previous number, right? That means these are in ascending order. We do have the respective indices for every elements. It starts from 0 and ends at 1 less than the total number of elements, that is 7 in this case. Okay, now the binary search. So the word binary here, it indicates that we will not start neither from the first element nor from the last element. That is the comparison. In the sequential search, we have studied that we start comparing the key element with the first element or from the last element. If it is from the first element, we'll go in the first element to the last element, or we start from the last element and we reach towards the first element. That is sequential. But in binary, what happens? Suppose the key element, assume that the key element that we're trying to search here is 40. The key element is 40 in this case. Okay, now binary search means what it tells that, okay, you don't start from neither from the first element nor from the last element. Rather, you start from the mid element. You start from the mid element. That means what? Compare the key element, that is key, with the mid element of the given array, right? The mid element. So how can we calculate the mid element? Very simple. That we use two different pointers or two different point holders that will store the first indexed value and the last indexed value. Now here we know that first indexed value is what? 0 always, because array indices starts from 0. So let me call it as a low here. Low means what? Now low is pointing to 0. Or in other word, we can say low is a variable that stores the 0th index value, that is 0. Okay, let me write it here. Low equals to 0. Okay, then the other one, let us consider it to be a variable high. This high will store the last index. How can we calculate the last index? It is nothing but the total number of elements minus 1. In this case, it is going to be 8 minus 1, that is 7. So we get now two different variables. First one is a low, second one is a high. So low is having or storing the value 0, whereas high will now store the value 7. Right? Now high is here. Okay. So whenever now in our discussions, whenever I take the words low or a high, that indicates the indices. That indicate the indices. Okay. Now I said that we are going to calculate something called as a mid. Mid is nothing but again it is the index value itself. What actually this mid is? Mid is nothing but in this particular range, that is from 0 up to 7, the mid value, where we get the actually mid value that we are going to calculate. Okay, so mid value is calculated using the formula, a simple formula, that is low plus high whole divided by 2. Right? Very simple formula. The mid is nothing but the low plus high whole divided by 2. So in this case, low value is what? Low value is 0. Correct? Then plus high value is what? It is 7. So 0 plus 7 whole divided by 2. Let me write it properly, students, here. 0, that is mid, equals to 0 plus 7 whole divided by 2. That is 7 divided by 2. 7 divided by 2, actually what we get? 3.5. But we will only consider the integral part. We will only consider the integral part because the indices are integer numbers. So let us remove off this 0.5. Consider only integer part, that is 3. So now, after applying this mid value, calculating the mid, we get mid something as 3. So let us take the variable mid here, and now this particular mid is pointing or it is storing the value 3. Okay, now let us recollect what actually we did here. First thing we said that if we want to apply the binary search, we need to have the array elements in an ascending order in this example. Okay, we can have in a descending order. That concept we can look into later. But here we are looking the concept where the number of the elements are stored in an ascending order. Okay, then we know the key element here, the key element is 40. And here we're trying to figure out three things, three different variables. The first one is the low, second is the high, right? Low is what? It is nothing but the first index, that is 0 itself. High is what? It is the last elements index. Last elements index is what? Total number of elements in that array minus 1, that is n minus 1, that is 7. Then we calculated the mid position. So mid position formula is low plus high divided by 2. Since low is 0, high is 7, so 0 plus 7, that is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Since we are considering only integral part, so we can exclude the fractional part there. So mid is going to be 3, right? Now mid is pointing or it is storing 3 values, right? Now, as I said earlier, binary search means try to compare the key element with the mid positioned element. Mid positioned element means what? Mid is pointing to the index 3. At index 3, the element is 40. Is this the element, the one which we are searching for? If yes, then we have successfully found the element in the given array, right? In this example, you can notice that the key element is 40 and the element which is positioned at mid position is also 40. That means key element and the mid element both are same, right? Both are same. Then we can clearly say that the element is present. It is present in the given array. Search is successful. Where that particular element is present? It is positioned at whatever this mid is containing. So what mid stores? It stores 3. That means the search is successful and the element 40 is present at the index 3, or it is positioned at third index, right? So if you look at here, if you compare the same thing with the linear search, in linear search probably we could have compared 4 times. First with 10, second with 20, third with 30, and fourth time with the 40, and the fourth time we could have said that okay, search is successful. But if we apply through the binary search for the first time itself, that is for the first comparison, we could able to successfully search the element, isn't it? Now can we say that this particular binary search is comparatively faster than the sequential search? Yes, we can. Now let us take some other examples here. This was the pretty much simple example where the key element was positioned at the mid position. Let us try to take some example where the key element is positioned at the last element, right? Let me modify here. Say the key here is 80. The key is 80. Let us try to calculate the next steps here. Okay, so the first things goes in the same way. That is, for the first time, the low value is 0 itself, that is index. Remember students, once again, the low is nothing but the index value, right? And then high is nothing but again the index value, that is n minus 1, that is again 7 here. Mid is something that we are going to calculate. So for the first time, let me write the formula here, that is low plus high whole divided by 2. Okay, now based upon this formula, we will dynamically calculate the value of mid and we write accordingly in this particular case. Okay, now so key is 80 and we're trying to compare the element. The mid is going to be 0 plus 7, that is 7 divided by 3.5. Sorry, divided by 2, we get 3.5. So 3.5 means we will take only 3. So now mid is here. Mid is here. Okay, now pay attention. The key element is 80 and the mid positioned element is 40. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. Since they are not equal, now either we need to search in the left side of this 40 or right side of the 40. Why? Because all these elements are stored in ascending order. All these elements are stored in ascending order. That means the left side, the element at 0th index, that is left hand side, is smallest element, and the element at the right hand side, right, at the high position, is the largest element among these set of elements, and the mid position is 40, right? That means what? Implicitly what it means, left hand side of this 40 all are less than or equal to 40, and right hand side of this 40 are greater than or equal to 40. Correct? Now, keeping that in mind, the element is 80. The key element is 80. Now, let me try to write here for your understanding. The array element at mid position, is it equals to key element, right? In this case, this condition was false. This condition was false here. Now there can be two possibilities. One is that this key element might be less than this 40, right? That is A of mid, or let me write it in this way. Key is less than A of mid, right? This can be one possibility. The other possibility could be what? Key can be greater than A of 40. That is A of mid. This is second possibility. The first one is ruled out. The first one is ruled out because the 80 is not at the mid position. Now, the key element might be less than this or might be greater than this. Now, when you look at here, what you can figure out? The element, the key element is definitely greater than 40, right? Because key element is 80 and mid element is 40. Then definitely, even if it is present, then definitely it might be present on the right hand side. Now the concept binary comes into picture. Now we will divide this set of array into two different halves. We will divide it into two different halves. From where? From the mid position. From the mid position, we can divide it into its left part and its right part. On its left part, all the numbers will be smaller than this, and on its right part, all the numbers will be greater than this. Since the key element is greater than this 40, then for us, it is enough for us to search in the right hand side of this mid value. I will repeat once again, students. Since we are trying to do the partition or division at the mid value, at the mid position value. Okay, now the element can be present on its left side or on the right side. If the key element is smaller than 40, then we can search on its left side. If the key element is bigger than this 40, then we need to search on the right side. But in this case, key element is 80. That means definitely it should be present on its right side. So we will make a division and we will consider only the right part here, the right hand side of the mid value. That means we are now bothered to search among these elements, the elements which are highlighted here. Right? Now, if you carefully observe here, try to look at the index names. Index names in the sense, here indices values start from 4, 5, 6, and 7. Correct? Now, here we know 7 is nothing but high value. 7 is nothing but high value. Which is missing? The missing is low here. The missing is the low value. What actually is the low value? Low value is nothing but, in this one, if you look at, low value is 4. How it is 4? Because now we need to search among 50, 60, 70, and 80, right? The index of 80 is 7 And in this particular list, right, the first number is what? 50. What is its index value? 4. How can I get this 4 value? I can get by adding 1 to the mid value. I know the mid. What mid is? 3. If I add 1, then I get the low value. So in this particular condition, when the key is greater than the mid positioned value, then our low value will get updated. Low value will get updated to what value? Mid plus 1. The low value will get updated as mid plus 1. So if I apply this formula here, so low value is going to be what? Mid plus 1. Mid is actually 3, right? 3 plus 1, that is 4. So now low will be this one. Now I only need to search among these values. Let me highlight these numbers here. Okay, I need to search between only these numbers here, wherein low is 4, high is 7. Okay, I hope you understood here. Now let us move further. Now again we need to apply the same rules. Same rule means what? Calculate the mid value. How can I calculate the mid value? It is low plus 1 whole divided by 2. What is low value? 4. What is high value? 7. Right? So 4 plus 7 is what? 11. 11 divided by 2, 5.5. But what we need to take? Only integer part, that is 5. Right? That means our new mid value is going to be 5. So now this mid value will get updated as here. So mid will get as 5. Let me repeat once again, students, how we got the mid value, right? Mid is nothing but what? Low, that is 4 plus 7. 4 plus 7. So 4 plus 7, what we get? As 11. So 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. That we get a integral value as 5. So that is nothing but our mid value. So what are the steps? Is the element which is positioned at mid, is it a key element? Now in this case, if you look at now, 60 is the mid positioned element now, and the key element is what? 80. Are they equal? No, they are not. Right? So this condition again turns to be a false value. Now there can be only two possibilities. The key element might be present left side of the mid positioned value or right side of the mid positioned value. In this case, key is present on the right hand side. Why? Because key is greater than mid value. Key is greater than mid value. That means now for us it is enough to search on the right hand side of the mid value. Correct? Again, we will try to calculate our new low value, because out of these two elements, we know that high is 7. We want to calculate low. So how can we calculate low? Low is nothing but again mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. So we get a new low value as mid plus 1. So this low will now contain over here. Now low is pointing to 6. Okay. Now again we need to repeat the same steps. What is that? Calculate the mid value. So mid is what? 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7 whole divided by 2, that is 13 divided by 2, we get 6.5. So let us only consider 6 there. So mid is here. Mid is here. Now if you carefully look at this situation, low and mid both are pointing to the same elements, that is 70 itself. Okay. Now is the element 70, is it the key element? No, it is not. Then among these two conditions, which one will be true? Definitely again here the second one is true. Since second one is true, that means we need to only search on the right hand side. Since we need to search on the right hand side, we know high value, that is 7. Now we need to calculate the low value. Again, low value is what? Mid plus 1. Mid is 6, right? So mid plus 1 becomes 7. That 7 again will be pointed by low. Now, low and high both are containing 7. That is nothing but the element P. Let us calculate once again the mid value. Now, mid is what? Low plus high. In this case, low is also 7, high is also 7. So 7 plus 7, 14. 14 divided by 2, 7. Right? So mid will also get the same value here. That is 7. Now, at mid position element, we have 80. Is this 80 equal to the key element? Yes, it is equal to the key element. Correct? Since the element is found, search is successful. Since search is successful, we need to return what? Return the value of mid. Value of mid is what? 7 here. Then we can pretty much say that the key element 80 is present in the array at the index position 7. Right? Now, if you have paid attention, students, we try to compare. Okay, when we started our comparison, we compared for 4 times here. We compared for 4 times. First at 40, second at here, third, fourth. At the fourth comparison itself, we could able to successfully search the element. Right? Now, if we have applied here the sequential search or the linear search, we could have ended up in comparing 8 times. That is almost double than the binary search. Correct? This way, we can understand that the binary search is much more faster, okay, than the sequential search or the linear search. Okay, now I will take one more example, and along with the program, with that example, I will explain how it tries to search on the left hand side. Okay, it goes in the same way, but wherein we try to make another formula for in case the element is on the left hand side. Right? Now, I can give you a quick example here how we can calculate that. Let's say, let us keep these values as it is. Okay. Now, assume that the key element is here less than the mid element. Consider it to be, say, 20. Consider it to be a 20. The key element is 20. Okay. Now, for the first time, low and high are, let me put back the normal colors here so that there will not be any confusions. Okay. So low is 0, high is 7. So accordingly, we have updated these values. Mid, we are going to calculate, that is 0 plus 7 divided by 2, we get 3. So mid is here. Now, is this positioned element at a mid? Is it a key element? No, it is not. Then what should be done? We need to either search in the left hand side or on the right hand side. Right? That decision we will make by having these comparisons. Now, is it that key element? Is it less than the mid element? In this case, it is true. In this case, this condition becomes true. That means even if this particular key element is present, then it must be on the left hand side of the mid value. That is these 3 elements. That means we are only bothered to search these 3 elements here. We can exclude the right hand side because the elements are stored in ascending order. Right? Now, if you carefully observe here again, with respect to the index values, we know something called as a low here. Right? Among these 3 values, we know the low value. What we don't know? We don't know the high value. How can I get a high value? High value is nothing but 1 before the mid. 1 before the mid. So in this case, we need to calculate the high value. High is going to be mid minus 1. When if the condition, this condition returns to be true. That is, if key is less than a of mid. That means if the number, the key element we are trying to search is on the left hand side of the mid position value. If so, we will calculate our new high value. So our new high value is going to be what? Mid minus 1. So this we need to remove, and our new high value is going to be here. So we need to now search among these 3 elements only. Correct? Then again the same rules, that is calculating the mid value. How can I calculate mid value? low plus high divided by 2. So in this case, low is 0, high is 2, and 0 plus 2 divided by 2, we get it to be 1. 1 is here. That is our new mid value. So this mid will vanish and we get a new mid value here. That is 1. Index value 1. Now, at index value 1, the element is 20. Is it the key element? Yes, it is key element. That means search is successful. And the key element is present at the index, whatever this mid is containing, that is index is 1. Now, if you recollect properly, or if you have followed the concept properly, what we do is that in binary search, first and foremost thing is that the number should be in either ascending order or descending order. In this example, I have taken it to be in ascending order only. Okay, then binary search means we first identify the low value and high value. Low value is the index value of the first element, and the high value is the index value of the last element, that is n minus 1. Okay, then we try to calculate the mid position value, that is mid position, that is the index number. That can be calculated using the simple formula mid is equals to low plus high divided by 2. Now, what we do at the mid position, we try to compare with the key element. If both are same, means search is successful. If not, that means what? Element either can be present on the left hand side or the element can be present on the right hand side, depending upon the key value. If the key value is less than the mid position, then we will try to search on the left hand side. In that case, we will modify the high value. High is going to be mid minus 1. Okay. Now, on the other hand, if the key is greater than the mid positioned value, if the key is greater than mid positioned value, then we will try to search on the right hand side. If so, our high value will be always the previous value, and we need to calculate the new mid value. Sorry, the new low value. That low value is going to be what? Mid plus 1. Right? So these are the two important formulas which will help in adjusting or modifying the low and high value depending upon what condition results in. Okay. Now, so with this explanation, let us try to understand the program here. Again, program is pretty much simple, students. Okay. Now, pay attention to the program and we will try to trace that program. So as per of your journal program, you have a journal program for this binary search. Write a C program to search for an element in an array using binary search. Okay. Now, these, let us understand the declarations. Okay, we need an array. So I have taken an array of a huge size 100. Then the number of elements that we are going to store. Key means the element which we are going to search for. I is for looping construct. I don't think so I is required here. Yeah, I is required for the looping construct here, for loop. Okay, and then we need three things, that is mid, low and high, right? For those three variables, and we have one more variable, flag. Basically, students, flag is nothing but a variable, a name given to a variable. So flag means, okay, conceptually I can understand that flag means it can take only two values, 0 or a 1. Like probably you might have seen for the trains and all, if a train wants to move on in a particular railway track, they may give a two flag. They may use a two different flags. One is a red flag or a green flag, right? Red means don't continue, don't move further. Green means you are allowed to move further, right? In the same way here, I have taken flag variable that can take two values, 0 or a 1, right? So why I have used this one, you will come to know in a while after this explanation of this particular loops here. Okay, initially I set flag equal to 0. So that means initially I assume that the element, that key which we are trying to search, doesn't exist in the given array. I assume that the element doesn't exist in the given array. So I'm updating flag equal to 0. Okay, if it is present at during my process, if I try to identify and search the key element, and if it is present, then I will modify my assumption to be flag equal to 1. Fine. Now, system clear will just clear the screen. And in order to work with the system clear, there should be a header file hash include stdlib.h. Right? This is present over there. Then these lines are simple, that we take the inputs, number of elements, those many elements, and then the key element. Right? After that, we have set two things at the beginning, that is the low value and high value. We know that low is what? 0, high is what? N minus 1. Correct? Now try to understand these lines, this particular while loop here. Let us simultaneously look into the Excel sheet and try to trace it once again with the code. The concepts which we have studied just now, let us try to understand that particular logic or the explanation with this particular code. Okay, let me put certain value. Let me consider the same values here. We put back the values once again. Okay, now this, let me remove it. Adjust. Okay. Fine. N is again 8 here. Okay, these are the elements. Initially, let us say the element which we are going to search this time, let me consider it to be key element as 30. I'm just considering, I'm taking another number here, that is 30. Okay, now low is 0 and high is n minus 1. So that means our low is now pointing to 0th value and high is pointing to 7. Correct? Next, calculate the mid value. So mid is what? Low plus high divided by 2. So 0 plus 7 divided by 2. Okay, before that, if you look into the condition, students, here, while low less than or equal to high. Now, what is low value? 0. What is high value? 7. Is 0 less than or equal to 7? Yes, it is true. It is true. Then it will enter into the while loop. Okay, now in a while you will come to know why this condition is been taken. Okay, I will explain this one, why this particular condition is taken afterwards. Fine. Now mid is calculated. Mid is nothing but 0 plus 7 divided by 2. So we get it to be 3.5. So integral number 3. So mid is here. Fine. Now if key is equals to a of mid, now key is what? 30. Is this 30 equals to 40? No. So at mid position element, it is not the one. Now, if it is present, it might be present on the left hand side or it might be present on the right hand side. Correct? Now, here it moves to the next part, that is if anyway this condition is false, it moves to the next one. Now, if key is less than a of mid. Now, key is what? 30 and 30 is less than 40. This particular 30, is it less than 40? Yes, it is true. That means if the 30 is present, then definitely it might be present on the left hand side of this mid value, that is on here. That means what? Which we need to modify? Is it low or a high? If you look at here, low already we know, that is 0. Which one to modify? That is high we need to modify. High will be what? It is nothing but mid minus 1, that is previous to the mid element. So mid minus 1. Now high will get updated as mid minus 1. So now this high will nowhere pointing to 7, rather it will point to mid minus 1. Right? So mid minus 1 is nothing but 2. So now mid is pointing to 2. I'm sorry. High is pointing to 2. Correct? Now we divided the given array. We partitioned the given array. That is the concept of binary. By make it 2 halves. Right? This is the first half. This is the second half. 2 halves we have made here. Now we will focus only on the left half of the array. Left half of the array from where we have partitioned, where low is 0, high is 2. Right? Now, look into the code again here. This condition, if condition was true, we updated our high value. After that, no statements are here. Since it is while condition, it is in a while loop, control will go back to the condition. The condition says what? Low less than or equal to high. Low is 0, high is 2. Definitely 0 is less than or equal to 2. Condition becomes true. Then what to do? Calculate the new mid value. New mid value is what? Low plus high divided by 2. Low is 0, high is 2. So 0 plus 2 divided by, that is whole divided by 2, we get as 1. Now this mid, now it is pointing here. It is pointing here. Right? Now, line number 27. That is, if is this key is 30. Is this 30? Is it equal to A of mid? Mid is 1, A of mid is 20. Is this 20 equal to 30? No, they are not equal. Then skip this one, move on to the next condition. Next condition says what? If key less than A of mid. Is that true here? No, this condition is not true because key element is 30 and it is not less than mid positioned element, that is 20. 30 is not less than 20. That means what? The else part will now get executed. Why else part will get executed? Because the key 30, it is not less than the mid positioned element, it is greater than the mid positioned element. That means even if the element is present, it might be present on its right side. Right side means what? Till here only. From 20 till here only. We are not bothered to look upon here. It might be present till here. Right? So what we need to update? We need to update our low value. So now low value will get updated as per this formula. Low is going to be what? Mid plus 1 divided by 2. Mid is 1. So sorry, low is going to be mid plus 1. So mid is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So now low and high both are pointing to the same position. Correct? Now again it will enter into the while loop. In the while loop, what we have? Low is less than or equal to high. Both are 2 only, right? So 2 is equals to 2. Condition still it is true. Since the condition is true, it will enter into the while loop. Once it enters into the while loop, we calculate once again the mid value. So mid is what now? 2 plus 2 whole divided by 2, that is 4 divided by 2. We get mid as 2 itself. Now look at the things. Low, high and mid all are pointing to the same value, but we are now bothered to look upon the value of a mid. Correct? Now, is this key 30? Is it equals to line number 27? Look at here. Is this 30? Is it equal to A of mid? Mid is what? Mid is actually 2. At A of 2, we have 30. Is key equal to 30? Yes, both are equal. That means what? The element is found in the given array. Where it is present? It is present at the mid position. That is, mid is what now? 2. If you look into the code here, if key is equals to A of mid, if this condition is true, we are updating flag to 1. Initially, we assumed that the element is not present. That's why we have updated here. If you look into the code, we have update flag to 0. But my assumption is becoming false here. Means the element is present. Since the element is present, search is successful. So I will stop searching the element. So I update the flag equal to 1, right? And then I break from the loop. Break means what will happen here? When the break statement is executed, this loop will get terminated. So it comes out of the loop, then these lines are executed. Now, flag value we have updated as 1. So we are checking that itself. Is this flag equals to 1? Yes, it is 1. If it is equal to 1, that means what? Search is successful. Since search is successful, where the element is present? The element is present at mid position or the mid value. What is the mid value here? It is 2. Right? If you look into this example, the key, that is 30, it is present in the array at the index 2. That is what the working of the binary search. We take a mid position and compare that mid positioned value or the element with the key element. If both are same, then search is successful. Otherwise, divide the given array into two different halves, on the left side or on the right side. If the key element is less than the mid positioned element, search on the left side or search on the right hand side. When we search on the right hand side, then definitely key is greater than the mid positioned element. Okay, now probably you might require one more example where search is unsuccessful. Right? I have taken up pretty much a few examples here which have covered all the scenarios. Right? Let us try to take one example where search becomes unsuccessful, students. Okay, now this time let me consider the element to be key element to be consider it as 15. Consider to be 15. Now we know that 15 is not present here. 15 is not present here. So the first things are first, that is updating low and high value. So low and high value will get as 0 and 7, right? And the key is 15. So first time, low less than or equal to high, so that is 0, less than or equal to 7, condition is true. Since condition is true, it will enter into the while loop. First is mid. So mid, we get it here. So mid is now 3, correct? Then is this the element? Is the key element is at the position at mid? No, right? 15 is not equal to 40. Then is this key less than mid? Yes, 15 is less than 40. So search on the left side. Since we want to search on the left side, I know the value of low. Now I need to calculate high value. So this high will nowhere point to this, but it will point to mid minus 1. So now high is here. Correct? Now it will again enter into the while loop condition. Condition now is what? Is low less than or equal to high? Yes, 0 is less than or equal to 2. So it enters into the loop and calculate the new mid value. So mid in this case, 0 plus 2 whole divided by 2, we get it as a 1. So mid is here. Right? Now again, the first if condition, that is line number 27. Is this key element 15? Is it equals to 20? No, it is not. Since it is not, either it might be present on the left hand side or on the right hand side. Right? Now, line number 32. Is this key less than A of mid? Yes. 15 is less than 20. That means again I am going to divide it here, and I will only look upon or look into the left hand side. So I will again modify my high value. This nowhere this high is going to be pointing to 2, rather it will now point to mid minus 1. Mid is 1, mid minus 1, that is 1 minus 1 is going to be 0. That is high will come here. Understood? Next. Again, the condition will look, the condition validation will happen for the while loop. So now this mid nowhere pointing to 1, right? Now low is also 0, high is also 0. Calculate the mid value, that is 0 plus 0 whole divided by 2, we get 0 itself. So mid is 0. So mid is also pointing to 0th indexed position. Now check, is this key element, that is 15, is it equals to 10? No, it is not. Right? It is not. Since it is not, the next condition, if key is less than A of mid. Now key is 15. Is this 15 less than 10? No, it is not. It is greater than 10. Since it is greater than 10, then the else part will get executed. Right? Pay attention to this. Now the key is 15 and this 15 is not less than 10. That means the else part will get executed. Since else part, what we have here, low is equals to mid plus 1, means now low will get updated as mid plus 1. Mid is what? 0. So mid plus 1 is what? Here. Now low will get value as 1. Now if you look at here, at this instance, low has crossed over high. Low, the value of low has crossed over the value of high. Right? Now comes the condition which we have given it in the while loop. Look at here. While low less than or equal to high. What is low value now? Low value is 1. High value is 0. Is 1 less than or equal to 0? No. 1 is not less than or equal to 0. That means the while condition is false. Now, conceptually, what it means is that we try to compare, we try to apply the binary search technique, and we reached a situation where low has crossed high. That means the element which we're trying to search here doesn't exist at all in this array elements. It doesn't exist, right? That's why the while condition has turned false. And in this example, students, if you are looked into, the flag equal to 1 never get updated. It will never get updated. And my assumption, what I have made at the beginning, that flag equal to 0, that the element, the key element does not present, still holds good. Correct? Then after the termination of the while loop, these statements will get executed. Right? What do we check? Is flag equals to 1? No, flag is 0, but we are trying to compare with 1. This condition, if condition turns to false, since it turns to false, then else part will get executed. In the else part, search is unsuccessful message will be displayed. Correct? If you look into the example here, key element is 15 and this key element 15 doesn't present. It is not present in the given array. Means search is unsuccessful. So this is the concept of binary search. I hope students you have understood the binary search. Okay, pretty much I have tried to explain with the examples. Right? If there are any doubts, you can get in touch with me, or in the next class we will discuss it. Okay. Now, as I said earlier, students, the binary search, again we have 3 different programs. One is pretty much simple, right? That is only a main function, right? Then we have another program where we make use of user-defined function. Means there will be a user-defined function that I have declared it as a binary search. The concept exactly goes the same way what we have studied here, but the difference is that, right? The difference is that we involve the binary search. So whatever these lines we have written here in the program which we have studied so far, these lines, whatever we have written, these are taken part into a user-defined function. Okay, this is the other program, user-defined function. Look at here, right? So exactly same thing, but only the placement of those codes are written inside another code, right? So I will give this particular program to you, and it's your responsibility to trace the program, right? It will be a good exercise for you. Take a certain numbers, how we worked out here in this particular session. These particular array elements are different set of values you can take. Search successful, search unsuccessful. Even if it is successful, take the first number, take the last number, or take some number in between anywhere, and a number which does not exist. With those numbers you try to trace. If you try to trace and if you are successful in tracing, then only this particular concept is this particular concept is understood. Let me make you clear, students. This binary search concept is very much important. Both the linear as well as the binary search, both are important for point of understanding, not only in this particular semester, but eventually the further semesters, right? These concepts are very much important. In your higher education also, the binary search is one of the important searching technique, right? In the next class, students, we will go through the recursive search, right? The binary search program, the method itself, how can we write a program on using a recursive search, that I will explain here. The concept remains the same, the binary search concept remains same, but only the program differs here. In the next class, I will explain you this particular program. Okay. Thank you, students.